I'm doing a little vlog style here, in how to make gnocchi. I promised you guys that I'd show you how, and I've got it all ready. So let's get to it. So what I did is I just preheated the oven to 400 degrees. I cooked them for about 50 minutes, and I had washed and scrubbed the potatoes before putting them into the oven, and I lightly sprinkled them with some salt. Over here I have my ingredients that I'm going to be mixing into my potato flour once I've skinned and mashed up the potatoes. So here I have 2 egg yolks. One of them broke. I promise it was perfect. It was kind of perfect when I took a picture of it, but whatever. I have I have some diced up parsley, fresh parsley. That makes all the difference. Here I have some onion powder, and I like my gnocchi spicy. This is a lot of red pepper, and so if you don't like your things spicy, either add less or don't add it at all. It's up to you. And here there's just some salt and pepper to taste. This is just like an estimation. I don't want you to think that there's any specific amount of salt or pepper you have to add. It's all just personal preference. You can always just salt at the end once we have our finished gnocchi. And here I've just pulled some gluten-free flour out. What I traditionally use is this. It's gluten-free all-purpose flour blend, and this is honestly my favorite blend. I've used it all the time. And when you buy, like, I have just rice flour, but the thing with rice flour is it doesn't hold very well, and that's why I like this already pre-mixed blend, because it has xanthan gum and a couple other starches that really help hold it together. So it really is, it has almost the same consistency as just regular flour. It is kind of expensive. I think this bag cost me about $9. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do when you've got allergies, you know what I mean? What I'm doing now is I'm just taking the potatoes and skinning them. So what I usually do is I just take a fork and I just kind of go softly all around the edge here, like so. And you can either use your hands or you can use a knife. I'm gonna take a fork because I don't particularly like this stage of the potato on my hands. Real thin little slices. You're like, Pretty, how much butter are you gonna put in this? I'm gonna put a heck of a lot is what I'm gonna do. Because I'm a savage. And butter is amazing. But also because I'm going to cook it twice, actually. And I really don't want to lose any flavor, so I think that's like the biggest thing that people do is they are too scared to flavor things. They're too scared to season their food because they don't want it to be too much. But if you're cooking your food, just go ham. Go ham, and everything you make will taste like it was made in a restaurant. Guaranteed. So here I have the potatoes all mashed up. It looks like some mashed potatoes, eh? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it up onto the sides and make a little well right in the middle like this. So that there's a little hole. And then what I'm going to do is put all of my spices in my raw ingredients. So I'm taking my parsley, dumping it in, taking the 2 eggs, dumping them in. That one took a little bit longer. Taking my cayenne pepper, dumping it in. Taking my onion powder, dumping it in. Ooh, more parsley. Yeet. And then I'm taking the salt and pepper that was on the board. And so you have it all nicely and neatly in there, and then you're just going to go ham and mix everything up. I said about a cup, and that's very loose. What you actually want to do is just kind of add and add. Sorry. I don't have a sifter. I wish I did, but I don't. Because I'm a college student. So I usually just like kind of coat it nicely on top. So it looks like so, with some around the edges, and I just work that in. This is the same one that I cooked the potatoes on. I'm going to take some flour, and then I'm going to take this, which is my now newly formed gnocchi dough. I'm going to put it here and just cut it into smaller sections because, let's face it, there's not enough counter space. Let's be real. I'll be real. There's not enough counter space or pan space for this. And I just kind of take this and I roll it into a little skinny thingy. And honestly, you can do this like loads of different ways. And sometimes like I'll just break and pinch off what I want and just like go from there. I do not like how thin that was. And I try to make it about, because it'll get bigger. It'll get bigger. So for like some size reference, what can I use? It's about the width of my thumb. I got skinny thumbs, but do as you please. I got skinny thumbs. So what I'm going to do is take the gnocchi and I'm probably going to cut about this much. Like probably about the size of your like fingertip is how you want it to be, because I don't like it when they're just like little pillows. I actually take this again, roll it into a ball, and then in the ball I just bloop, and there I have my perfect little gnocchi. A little bit of salt, and add it to the water. And the next step is to prepare the saucepan, because you have to move the gnocchi from the water and transfer it straight onto the saucepan. So I've turned the saucepan on. I'm going to take a little bit of butter. A little bit of butter. Not a little bit. I'm taking a lot. And just going to wait for it like this. That the pan is completely covered, I'm going to turn it about to medium heat. That way the butter doesn't burn while I'm waiting. And what you do is you take all these little pieces and throw them into the water. So I'm just going to do that really fast. So now they are all in the water. And as you can see, some of them are starting to float, which is good. Good. Scooping them up, throwing them into the saucepan. Now, while that is sauteing, and it's only on medium heat, I'm going to come in here. Now, is your worst nightmare, because these little suckers are so light and so fluffy that if you let them stick to the pan, they're dead. That's it. They're gone. You want to continuously move the pan and make sure that they're not sticking to the bottom, and I promise you, you will get an amazing result. So, as you can see here, I probably only used about half of this. Now the next step is crucial, and that is plating. Plating, my friends.